One day, a girl created a scary story and shared it on the internet as though it were true. According to the story, if you went to a particular park, a young boy would say, "Let's play." If you answered, "Okay," he would kill you. If you answered, "No," he would let you go home. Before long, rumors of the story began to spread. One day, the girl dropped by that same park on her way home, and a young boy approached her. "Let's play," he said. The girl jumped in surprise. It matched the story she'd created exactly, and for a moment she was suspicious. But then, she realized there was no way it could be true. It was just a story she'd created, after all. "Okay," she said, and the little boy killed her. Hello, and welcome to Toshiden, exploring Japanese urban legends. I'm your host, Tara A. Devlin, and on this show we'll be looking at different urban legends from Japan, how they came about, and, when possible, the truth behind them. If you want even more urban legends, make sure you check out Toshiden Volume 3 for a whole bunch you'll only find in the books. And if you haven't checked it out yet, we also have our own store, with shirts, mugs, stickers, hats, and much more. You can find that at kawabana.store. That's kawabana.store. We've finally reached the end of yet another season of Toshiden. I hope you guys have enjoyed this season as much as I've enjoyed putting it together. Don't forget to check out the book if you want even more urban legends, and keep an eye out for even more Toshiden coming your way in the future. This season may be over, but we're far from done with the urban legends Japan has to throw at us. But to end this season, we're looking at one of my favourite legends from this particular volume. I've always liked the idea that words have power, and if you play with fire, then you might get burnt. And, especially in this day and age, be careful what you choose to share online. This legend is a very typical warning of be careful what you share on the internet. If you create fake stories for fun, they may come back to bite you. This urban legend became popular as the internet became more widespread throughout Japan, serving as a warning to think more carefully about the information you share online. As the internet became more commonplace in households, access to information and the ability to share it yourself became immediately more widespread, and not all of that information was truthful. Before, if you wanted information, you had to go to a library or a source where the information was usually vetted beforehand. The internet changed all of that, and its anonymous nature meant that anyone could easily spread any rumor they wanted and present it as fact. But perhaps you should think twice about that, because words have power and they might just come true. While serving as a warning for the internet age, this legend's origins actually come from an episode of Yonimo Kimyo na Monogatari, a show that aired on Fuji TV in the early 1990s. This story, known as The Legend of Makio, goes as follows. Stories of the human-faced dog and Hanako-san were popular at Natsuko's school. However, Natsuko herself found them to be stupid and childish. One day, her mother asked Natsuko to tell her younger brother to bring his washing out because she was about to do the laundry. She went into her brother's room and found a floppy disk on his desk with the word "rumors" written on it. She put it into his computer and found several stories saved on it, such as the human-faced dog, Hanako-san, and how you would die if you watched white noise on the TV for more than 30 minutes. Feeling mischievous, Natsuko opened a new file and started writing her own story. There is a boy at the park at night who says, "Let's play together. His name is Masao." No, that's too boring. Let's name him Makio. Makio. And if you play with him, you'll never return again. The very next day, stories of Makio spread throughout Natsuko's school, and with the children in the neighborhood. When she asked her brother about it, he told her that he heard it from some of his friends in his class. As she was reading a magazine in the bookstore, Natsuko overheard some children talking about how one of their friends had a narrow escape with Makio. As she stepped out of the store, she also overheard how a cram school student had suddenly disappeared. Spotting one of her friends, Natsuko told her that the story of Makio was fake. It was just a story she had made up herself. But her friend refused to believe her. That evening, an elementary school student went missing, and, as night fell, Natsuko's younger brother hadn't returned home either. Concerned, Natsuko put the floppy disk back into her brother's computer and saw there was all sorts of new information about Makio listed. This included stories of the elementary school child and the cram school student who disappeared. Makio, it seemed, wanted friends. You could tell he was nearby because the swings would start moving. He had black eyes that would occasionally sparkle white, but otherwise looked normal. Everyone knew about him all over the country, although nobody knew who first started the rumours about him. Natsuko's mother called her brother's school, but they claimed he already left 30 minutes earlier. Fearing that Makio had really caught her brother, Natsuko ran off towards the park to find him. The park was empty when she arrived, but the swings swung wildly. Beneath them, she found her brother's bag. When she picked it up, the swings stopped, and Makio suddenly appeared before her. He extended a hand to her, the black caverns of his eyes shimmering white. "Big sis, let's play." The next day, a new rumour started to spread at school. "I heard a girl disappeared. Makio took her away. If you go to the park at night, you can see that girl standing there, even now." "What was the girl's name?" "Natsuko." Appearing as the second story in Yonimo Kimyo na Monogatari's first episode, this piece of metafiction quickly became popular and, as we can see with the story above, still exists today in varying forms, adapting and changing with the times to better reflect the dangers of sharing fake information, whether that's in person or online. If you're not careful, you might end up as the next victim of the very same rumour you helped create. And that brings us to the end of this week's episode. You can help support us and get early access to both this show and Kawabana over on our Patreon at patreon.com/TaraADevlin. And if you want even more urban legends, Toshiden Volume 3 is available on Amazon right now, so don't miss out. Thanks guys. That's all for this season, but we will be back again sometime in the future for even more Toshiden, exploring Japanese urban legends. Want even more scary stories? Head over to kawabana.net for new translations every week. You can also join our Patreon for exclusive stories you won't find anywhere else. Head over to kawabana.net now.